Good morning, children. Did you all watch the video sent by the management on Independence Day? I did. I really liked the way they portrayed the Independence Day celebration. Hope you all liked it too. Let's get started for today's classes then. Welcome back once again to our recorded classes, and this is Ma'am Anna Rajshekar, your English teacher. So let's get started. And today's lesson plan is as follows. We'll first do a recap of what we learned in the previous class. Then we will continue the lesson, the Trojan horse. We will look into some vocabulary. We'll move on to grammar, question tags, and then, of course, your assignments. Let's quickly do a recap of what we learned in the previous session. In the previous session, we saw that the Greek and the Trojans were at war for almost 10 long years, but no one won the war. Many soldiers from both sides had died. The Greeks could not win the war because the Trojan city gates were always closed. So then, the cleverest among all the Greek leaders, who was Ulysses, thought of a plan. He called a carpenter and gave him some instructions. The carpenter also started working in a closed tent. On the 41st day, the tent was opened, and what they saw was a huge wooden horse was standing. By the time there was not much war happening, and the Trojans one day saw a very strange sight. They saw a huge wooden horse standing near the gate. So they thought that the Greeks have gone back because they couldn't find any of the Greek soldiers. No one was in the camp, nor any of the soldiers were seen outside. So they thought that the Greeks have gone back and they have won the war, but they were only wondering why they left this horse behind. While they were thinking about this, one of the Trojan soldiers saw a Greek soldier hiding behind a wall, and they brought him to the king, who was Priam. Now Priam asked him, "Why did you not go with them?" So then he answered that he hated them and he stayed back here, and his name was Sinan. Now let's see what happens today. So we learned till here. We also did look at some word meanings and some past tense. We also saw what participles are. A participle is a verb that acts as an adjective in a sentence. There are two types of participle. That is the present participle and the past participle. Now in the present participle, to a verb we add ing, and in the past participle, to the verb we had ed. Let's continue with the lesson, children. Turn to page 14. From where we stopped in the last class, we'll continue. The Trojans believed what Sinon said. They promised to protect him. "Have no fear," they said, "but tell us about this horse. Why did the Greeks leave it behind?" "This is an offering to goddess Athene," said Sinon. "Ulysses had got it made. He prayed to goddess Athene for good luck on his voyage home. She told him that he would have a pleasant journey as long as the horse stays here." "Destroy the horse," shouted the people. "Let the Greeks die." "But if you destroy the horse," said Sinon, "goddess Athene will be angry with you. If you take the horse inside the city, the Greeks will no longer have any good luck. All the good luck will come to you Trojans." "Then let us drag the horse into the city," shouted the Trojans. They fixed wheels to the legs of the horse. Then, with the help of ropes and chains, the Trojan soldiers dragged the wooden horse into the center of the city of Troy. They believed that the war was at end. Sitting near the horse, they ate and drank, and danced and sang. Then, when they went to bed, happy that their troubles were over. They did not realize that what Sinon had told them were all lies. They did not suspect that 20 Greek warriors were hiding in the belly of the wooden horse. When all the Trojans were fast asleep, Sinon went near the horse and tapped on its belly. Suddenly, a door on the horse's belly opened and Ulysses jumped out. Then another Greek soldier jumped out, and then another. 20 Greek warriors who were hiding inside the horse's belly came out. They walked to page 15, children. The city gates, killed the sleeping guards, and threw the gates wide open. Greek soldiers poured into the city from all sides. The Greek ships that had sailed away had not really gone far. The Trojans did not see them because they were hiding behind a hilly island. They waited there the whole day. When night fell, they came back to the Trojan shore. The Greek soldiers were actually waiting outside the city gates when Ulysses and the others opened the gates. Before sunrise, the Greeks set fire to all the important buildings in Troy. They blocked all roads. The Trojans woke up to find their city burning. "You are surrounded," the Greek soldiers shouted. "Surrender or die." The Trojans did not surrender. They took up whatever arms they could find and rushed to the streets. The Greek soldiers were waiting for them. King Priam and most of the Trojans were killed. The others were taken prisoners. By the end of the day, the famous city of Troy had been completely destroyed. Children, I have read the lesson for you all. I want you all to read the lesson again and mark all the new words that you find. All right, please mark it with pencil, children. So let me explain the lesson, children. So we saw that Sinon had told them he didn't want to go back because he didn't like the Greeks. So then the soldiers asked him, "Why is this horse here? Why did you all bring the horse?" So Sinon says, "This was made by Ulysses as an offering to goddess Athene." I've put up a picture, children. The first picture is the goddess, and he said that this goddess told him as long as the horse is there, he will always have good luck. So the horse is here. So then the Trojans said, "Why don't we destroy the horse and all the good luck will go away?" So then Sinon says, "If you destroy the horse, all the bad luck will come to you because the goddess will punish you." So they got scared, and what Sinon very cleverly told them, "If you keep the horse with you all, then all the good luck will be for the Trojans." So what they did was they attached a wheel to the horse and they dragged it to the center of the city. Now, they didn't know what was the plan behind. So they thought that everyone had gone, they won the war, they rejoiced, eating, drinking, singing, and all of them, most of the soldiers, slept near the horse. And when it was dark, when everybody had slept, what Sinon did, he went and tapped the belly of the horse. Belly of the horse means, children, the stomach. He just tapped the stomach, and first out of that stomach, the horse's stomach, Ulysses jumped. One by one, inside that belly, there were 20 soldiers. Believe me, in such a huge horse they would have made, that 20 soldiers came down. And what they did, as soon as they came down, they first killed all the soldiers who were sleeping. Then they burnt most of the important buildings in Troy. And when the Troy got up in the morning, they saw that the whole city was burning. They were wondering from where the soldiers arrived. They thought everybody had gone, right? But no, even the ships that went away were hiding behind a hill. If you can see the second picture, I've put up like how the ship was hiding behind a hill and the Greeks surrounded the whole of Troy, and the fierce war broke out between the two kingdoms again. And who would have won the war? Obviously, it is the Greeks, because they destroyed the whole city and the king and most of the soldiers died. Whichever soldier was left over, they tried to take their arms and run into the city. But unfortunately, they were trapped again and the Greeks won the war. So this is the lesson about the Trojan horse, children. Hope you all have understood. Look at some word meanings, children. Voyage, a long journey on a ship or in space. Suspect, to think or believe something to be true. Belly, stomach. Surrounded, to enclose on all sides. Surrender, to give up control of something. Now, let's look at some synonyms. Synonyms are similar words. First one, voyage. Voyage means journey. Ropes. Ropes means you all know thread or wires. Poured, flow. Surrender, give up. Destroy, demolish. Let's move on to grammar. In today's grammar session, we will learn question tags. Children, let's look at what question tag means. A question tag is a short question, either positive or negative, added to a statement in order to get it confirmed. Now, children, we use question tags at the end of statements to ask for confirmation, or they mean something like all right or do you agree? Just look at the question tags here. Are you? Haven't they? Was she? Didn't he? Did she? Don't they? Should I? Isn't it? Lots of question tags we can frame. Now there are two types of question tag. The first one is a positive question tag. The second one is a negative question tag. Now, a positive statement, when you're using a positive statement, a negative question tag should be formed. For example, you are a technician. That is the answer. So when you are tagging a question to it, aren't you? So that becomes, you are a technician, aren't you? Now, in the same way, for a negative statement, a positive question tag should be added. For example, you are not a technician. That is the question. Then, so to add a tag to it, you put on, are you? So the whole sentence becomes, you are not a technician, are you? Hope it is very clear, children. Let's look at some more examples, children. Now, as I told you all, for a positive sentence, you will use a negative tag. You will do it quickly, won't you? Negative sentence, you will use a positive tag. She isn't happy, is she? Now, when we're using the main verb, okay, so the sentence will be like this. We went to the party, didn't we? Instead of do, we use didn't we? Now, for pronouns, okay, Joe and Anne are British, aren't they? I'll give you some more examples, children. She didn't contact him, did she? They are not tired, are they? The fruits are fresh, aren't they? You called me up in the morning, did you? She looked gorgeous, didn't she? This is a beautiful vase, isn't it? Hope these examples are clear, children, and hope you all understood what question tags are. Are you ready to answer my questions, children? If you are, take a paper and a pen, start writing the questions, or as I am asking you the questions, start typing your answers and send it to me. The first one is, why did Ulysses make the wooden horse? I want the answer to this for what Sinon said. Why did Ulysses make the wooden horse? How many soldiers were there in the horse's belly? How many soldiers were there in the horse's belly? The third one is, when the Trojans got up, what did they see? When the Trojans got up, what did they see? And I want you all to give me an example sentence for negative question tag. For negative question tag. Alright children, let me see who will be the first one to get a round of applause from me in the group. Let's quickly summarize what we learned today. In today's class, we continued with the lesson The Trojan Horse and we also completed it. We also did learn few word meanings and we saw some synonyms which are similar words. Then in grammar, we learned what question tag is and the two different question tags which are the positive question tags and the negative question tags. Let's look at your homework and classwork now. Children, on page 17, third main, exercise A, which is now combine the following pairs of sentences using as soon as. Look at the first sentence. The dog began to bark loudly. Immediately, I got up. This has to be combined like this. As soon as the dog began to bark loudly, I got up. Once again, I'll repeat. As soon as the dog began to bark loudly, I got up. Now, please combine the other sentences the way I did. And also, on page 18, do exercise B. And these two exercises should be done in the reader itself, children. Once again, I repeat, these two exercises has to be done in the reader. Now coming to your classwork. Notes will be sent via WhatsApp. All what you'll have to do is copy the notes neatly in your classwork books, children. Children, most of you are writing it neatly, but there are few children who are not writing neatly. Kindly write your notes neatly, children, and draw lines after every answer. One important message for you all. Coming Friday, we will not have recorded classes. Instead, we will connect with each other live via the Zoom app. Alright, coming Friday, which is the 21st of August 2020. Alright, I've shared the link. Please download the Zoom app and keep it ready. All the other details, I will send it in the group. Alright, children. So, one small request, children. Whenever you're sending messages, if I don't reply the same day, I will definitely reply the following day. You will have to give me some time. All right. Thank you so much for your cooperation. And in case if you all don't understand anything or if you have doubt, always feel free to call me or message me. Until we meet in the next class, this is Ma'am Anna Rajshekhar signing off. Stay safe, children. Be healthy and please study well.